Hi, welcome to the video. So today I'm going to show you a bunch of ideas on how to take thirds, major and minor thirds, and work them into your scale through the whole key with different ascending and descending scale runs. Before we jump into it, I'm going to go and show a lick that I wrote for this video just yesterday. So this has kind of excessive use of thirds because I was trying to show as many possible as I could within this one idea. So here goes. Okay, so let's go and break this down. So one thing you can do is just play thirds through the whole scale. I'm not going to do it in this video, but basically it's just taking the scale and moving through that. I've got that tabbed out on my interval video, so check the corner and I will put a link to that if you haven't done that before. So basically what I want to focus on this, I had so many different ideas, half dozen pages of different ideas when I was trying to write this video. But I want to focus on direction changes within using the thirds. So the ideas I'm going to use will have a scale move, either half step or whole step, ascending or descending, and then whichever way I was going with the scale, I'm going to go opposite with the third. So I'm going to start off with 4 basic ideas. Basically, I'll show these both on a single string and crossing strings. So I think it's easier to see on the single string, but because I think they are easier, I'm going to focus on the ones that cross strings instead. So the first one would just be, all this is in the key of C major, so I'm in the Mixolydian fingering right here. So it's just E, C, D. So if I put that on a single string, you can see it's a descending third, descending just going from a higher note to a lower note. So on guitar, going from like first string to 6 would be descending, even though that seems opposite. And then the ascending would be going from the 6th string to a first. So basically it's I can't talk. A descending third and a scale step ascending afterwards. So the next one is just the opposite. I'm going to do the ascending, so it's E, F, D. So it's another descending third, but I put the scale notes first, while the other one I put the third first. Now I'm just going to reverse those. So now I'm going to have ascending thirds instead. So the third one is that, and that's just D, F, E. So, and there's my third, there's my scale run. The scale run could continue, and that's fine, I'll show that in a second. And the last one would be, and again, that's put here, D, C, E, D, C, E. Okay, so if I played all 4 of those, it's just this. Okay, now let me say, I'm going to show a bunch of different drills how to work this in, but a good thing to do is just take these individually and improvise with them. Take, insert. Now everything I'm going to do other than right now is in the tab, because now I'm just going to improvise, so this won't be in the tab, obviously, since I've already written that up. So you can do it more as something. So there's So I'm using a bunch of these intentionally just so you can kind of see. I don't know if you can pick out them, but that's what you should do, is just improvise with them. But if you're not sure where to get started on that, then these drills will help. Or if you're going to rut and need more ideas, then that's what you're going to do. You can come back to these. So what I'm going to do next is just play through the whole scale. And I'm doing this as much so that you can just see all the positions if you're getting lost. So I'm going to take all 4 and do it, but you could do any individual one or sets of 2 or whatever. So again, if I'm doing that, then just move up. And this will be tabbed out, but I want you to tab out the one where you do all 4. But you can then take any individual, like doing the first one, and just move that up, or take just the 3 and 4, and just move that up. And you can also move it across strings vertically, horizontally, however you want. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add ascending and descending scale runs to it. So the first one was just this. So now we put a ascending scale one before it and an ascending scale one after it. So it looks like this, which would sound like this. You can then leave off some of those, so you don't have to do the whole lick. I could just take the first part of it and then move it down the string. Or go up the strings or go horizontal, however you want. So make these your own. So the next one, there's 4 possibilities I'm going to do on the scales. Just if you systematically go through it and you're putting the scale on either side, I can do ascending on either side, before and after, descending on either side, and then ascending, descending, and descending, ascending. So 4 possibilities. So the next possibility would be same basic lick, memory, ascend and then descend. So it's going to be, then we descend, and then do the, there's the lick in the middle, then we descend and ascend, which gives you a very nice just direction change. So some of these you'll like better than others, and it'll be more useful than others. So pick out the ones you'd like and incorporate those in your playing. So the second lick is this. So I'm going to ascend first both times, then I'm going to ascend and descend, which again creates a nice just direction change with a jump of a third, gaining changing directions. Next one is descend and descend. Now on these ones where you have a note in the lick and then you would normally play that note on the scale, you could double that up and go, but on these I'm just hitting it one time. And the last one for this one would be descend and then back ascend. So the third one is just a reverse of that lick we just did. So I'm doing this. So there's ascending twice, and then ascend and descend, which is now when it gives you a nice direction change, and then descend twice, and then descend and ascend, and then the last one would be this idea. So sorry, to ascend and descend, so I'll do ascend twice first, then the one I started to do, then descend twice, and like in this case, because it starts off with the descending one, the idea, it feels more natural to have the notes coming before it, be it descending idea than an ascending one, though it works for either one. And the last one would be a direction change again, where ascending and then descending. Okay, so those are the 4 ones. Like I played it through the whole thing. All those can be played through the whole thing. Now, you can also take these and substitute arpeggios, but I'm not going to focus on that because, again, I've done a lot of ones arpeggio and do a lot more in the future, but I want to focus on a narrow area for this. So, but you can take one of these ideas like ascend, there's a second one, and then put arpeggio instead of a scale one for the last part. So, and substitute arpeggio for any parts of it, the before or after both. I'm going to go ahead and play through the lick that I did slow now too. So. So, to me, this last part is probably the hardest part, but also the part I probably like best of it. But find the parts you like. This part in the middle here is just a group of 4 notes, and then moving up in a sequence and doing the same group. But as I come back, if I move it up one, it creates that third right there. So it's, and then that was the next section. So anyway, so that's that part. Let me show you all this tab. All this tab, I'd recommend download it on my Patreon page. You can do it for free. Links in the description. It's hard to get it off the screen on this, but starting on page 1, this is basically what it is. So the top line is showing the single string and the crossing strings one. Then all the way down to right here is just moving up the neck. I put small lines between to separate each of the 4 ideas, and then the thicker lines shows when I shift positions. The last part down there is when I started putting the 4 different directions. of scale runs, ascending and descending combinations. Back page is the continuing those ascending and descending ones because they take up a lot of space, and then the lick that I wrote at the bottom there. So go ahead and I'll leave it at that, but I'll go into more depth with other possibilities and other ideas in the future on it. And please, if you like the video, click like, subscribe. I'm still trying to build my channel. All that stuff helps. And I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks.